Okay, child of God, here are some personal tips for you if you're trying to hear the voice of God. And y'all, I'm gonna give y'all some good tips because I literally went through a season. I remember at my beginning stages with the Lord, it was this whole season to where I was learning how to discern the voice of God. And I did experience having confusion, like I don't know if this is God or not, but I obviously learned. But y'all, one tip, I know so many people, they're not gonna like this: cold turkey on any secular songs. This was the very first thing that God had me to refrain from the minute that I start following him. And not only that, he revealed to me so much about secular music in general. That's why me personally, I don't stand for Christian rap because I don't think compromising is the smart way to go. I think you should just go cold turkey in general. And see what secular music does, especially when you're trying to hear the voice of God. Secular music is like a pollution to your ear gates. It fills your ear gates with all this nonsense and stuff like that, and it hinders you from hearing the voice of God. If you don't believe me, refrain from it now and watch how clearly you begin to hear the voice of God. Oh, and to add in another thing, cursing. If you're around a whole bunch of people that curse, stay away from them. Okay? Stay away from them. If God ain't calling you to send a message or anything, stay away from them. Because cursing as well can pollute them ears. And normally when you first come into Christ and stuff like that, you have sensitive ears. And I'm not saying that you should never sensitive ears stop. But when you first start coming to the Lord, you have those sensitive ears. That way when people do curse and when they speaking real ignorant, it's like grieving to the Holy Spirit and you could feel it, So yeah, stay away from that. Some more things to do is sit within God's presence. Turn on some worship instruments and stuff like that and just sit in the presence of God and allow the Lord to speak. This is everything. Everything should be silent. If you having problems or trouble with your mind, like being calmed down and being at peace without having any intrusive thoughts and stuff like that, you need to pray that away, because it's not of God that your mind just keeps going. Having a peaceful mind and having a mind that is still, that is of God. And before you do this, of course, pray to the Lord and tell God, say, Lord, speak to me. And he's going to speak to you. Another thing to do, go on walks. People don't understand. Those prophetic walks really be hitting. And let me tell you how mine would go. Before I went on my walk, I would pray before I went on my walk, right? And I would tell the Lord, Lord, cover me and everything. And I would tell the Lord, Lord, speak to me, decrease me, and I decrease myself fully, and Holy Spirit, speak and flow. And before I went on that walk, I would flip a couple of pages within my word. So, and that kind of served as a confirmation. That kind of served as me knowing what God was speaking about, so I could identify his voice. So literally what would happen anytime I would flip to a page within the word, I would do it like three, 4 times, y'all. Flip to different pages within the word, read whatever is catching my eye. And anytime I went on a walk, the voice of God would begin to speak, and it would be referring to the scriptures that he showed me. You get what I mean? And that's how I knew that it was of God and everything like that, y'all. And when I mean revelations, and God, while you on a walk, the Lord, he's gonna show you those signs and wonders and stuff like that. I'm telling y'all. So a prophetic walk, going on walks and stuff with the Lord, is the best thing to do. No music. I don't care if it's gospel, no music, just peace, just you and the Lord. And a few things to identify the voice of God. God's voice is not this anxious voice. If it's an anxious voice, 9 times out of 10, or a rushing voice, a voice that rushes you or that is anxious. Because look, God, there will be times to where you are called to do something right now, but it won't be this anxiousness. You get what I mean? It'll be different. You'll know what I'm talking about eventually. But when it is this anxious voice, 9 times out of 10 is you or that flesh. But it's not God. And another thing that helped me to really, I don't know, it's like when I heard it, it helped me to identify and become more aware of the voice of God, is when I was watching a sermon and stuff, and the pastor, he was in particularly talking about how God's sheep know his voice and how hard we try to recognize, oh man, is this God's voice or is this not? And y'all, literally after that, I grew this knowing. It was like this natural knowing that just broke free. And it helped me to identify the voice of God each and every single time. And it helped the stress, y'all, and the confusion and the worry, like, is this God? Is this not? And of course, we know that when the Lord speaks, it should be referring back to his word, of course. And not only that, when God speaks, it is just this knowing within you. Like the voice of God, there's no imitation. You get what I mean? There's no force, y'all. It just flows. That's a tip, y'all. When it's the voice of God, it just flows. There's no force. There's no pause. When it's God speaking, he just flows. He just speaks. You don't have to force it. You don't have to think of it. His voice literally just flows. But yeah, I pray that did bless y'all and helped y'all out a bit. But yeah, anyways, I love y'all and y'all be blessed.